the infinite banking concept, pros and cons. Should you become your own banker? Well, let's consider some of the pros. Number one is controlling the banking function in your life. You actually becoming your own banker. If you think about that, all of the cash flows going through your personal economy, loans, loan repayments, deposits, withdrawals, purchases, who's controlling the banking function in your life? You know, banking exists. And if you don't control the banking function in your life, then you've abdicated that responsibility and someone else is going to fulfill the banking function in your life. And they're going to profit from it as well. Then access to cash. You know, you have to have capital or access to capital if you're going to control the banking function in your life. Well, the infinite banking concept just gives you a clear path, a method, a structure to accumulate money, right? Money is not wealth. Wealth is the goods and services that money purchases and that we enjoy. So where should your money reside? Where should you put your money? Where should you save your money? The infinite banking concept gives you a clear structure, a clear method, a clear system, right? A clear path to accumulate money, capital formation, where to put your money, and how to accumulate capital. Okay, it also provides financial independence. If you think about this, look, if I accumulate money and then I control the access to it and I profit from the banking function that I'm now fulfilling in my life, that's going to bring some financial peace. It's almost nirvana, okay? Regardless of what markets are doing or not doing, regardless if the stock market's up or down, the real estate market's up or down, or whatever market you want to talk about, regardless of the markets and regardless of the interest rate environment, whether interest rates are going up or interest rates are going down, regardless of that, you can have, we all can enjoy when we're controlling the banking function in our life, some peace, some relief, right? And you can't control either the market or the interest rate environment. Wow, what a relief that is. I'm going to be okay regardless of what those markets are doing or interest rate environment, what it is or isn't. So it does give you financial independence, right? When you can breathe a sigh or just, breathe a sigh of relief, that is worthwhile. Now, the infinite banking concept teaches us how to value our money. The financial world doesn't teach you how to value your money. All the financial noise out there says, look, you get rid of your cash as soon as possible and then make purchases with somebody else's cash or digits on credit, right? This gives you a method to value your money. It gives you a clear process, a blueprint on how to value your money. That's quite valuable in and of itself. And then, of course, it requires discipline. Yes, discipline is a pro. Right? Everything worthwhile requires discipline. And this will solidify and increase your financial discipline. The infinite banking concept brings, in addition to your existing discipline, more discipline. Right, and the discipline's good. And then, of course, we're using high cash value, properly structured, dividend-paying life insurance as a place to put money, build capital, have access to the capital, and control that access to the money. Life insurance is the only financial tool or product that has a death benefit. And so even though the focus is on cash accumulation, don't discount the death benefit. It is a mistake to discount the death benefit. Look, if I go throughout all my working years accumulating money and assets, and then I'm spending the money and the assets, I'm spending them down, enjoying my retirement, quote unquote, the death benefit should give me peace and comfort in the ability to spend the money right? Knowing that the next generation is going to receive a death benefit. I have found over my career, over 28 years, people accumulate money, they go through retirement, but they keep something on the side. This is earmarked for my grandchild or my grandchildren or my son or what have you. They won't touch it, right? Well, okay, but if I had a death benefit, right, it should give me peace to spend the money that I might not otherwise would have spent while I'm in retirement. Excuse me. And then it's just a mistake to discount the death benefit because it has a value. Over my career, I've heard lots of people say, James, we built these banking policies, we're using them, we're excited, and we love it, but that death benefit gives me a peace, or comfort. I'm very proud of it because I fulfilled my responsibilities to my family. So the death benefit does have a value, and don't discount the value of the death benefit. It's just a mistake to do that. Okay, then some of the cons, the major errors in applying the infinite banking concept. We're just going to cover a few. But the first one is a fatal error in thinking. To think that the infinite banking concept has anything to do with investments or interest rates. It's a fatal error. And then you also must think long term. If you can't think long range, this might not be the best solution for you. Okay, you must think long range. And then being afraid to capitalize. You cannot be afraid to put money in, i.e. paying premiums. And if it's good, and it is, pay high premiums. And you shouldn't operate in fear anyway, right? But don't be afraid to capitalize, to put money in. And then if you put money in, you're accumulating capital, right, that you have access to, and you're controlling that access. You've got to be an honest banker. If you're going to collateralize that cash value, right, to finance a car or retirement or anything, that you have to repay those loans. You can't go anywhere and get a loan without a structured loan repayment. Right? Now, if the banker values his money at 5, and you obviously agree, or you wouldn't have jumped through the hoops to get the banker's money, right? Listen, you've got to be an honest banker. If you'll value the third-party lender's money and jump through their hoops, your money has a greater value than the bank's money. So you should act like it. Repay the loans, and you should repay them at the market rate of interest, right? And then discipline. It goes on the pro side earlier. It also goes on the con side. Discipline is required. The infinite banking concept requires discipline. Well, every good thing in life requires discipline. So if you don't have any discipline, this may not be a solution, right? But you probably do have discipline, right? So discipline, I believe, goes on both sides, pros and cons. It's a con to some people. They don't have discipline. They don't want to develop any discipline, and they're not interested in developing discipline. And that's just a warning of what not to do. Don't be like them. Have some discipline, okay? Create some capital, and then control the access and flow of that capital and become your own banker and experience this nirvana that I've, referenced earlier. This peace that I'm going to be okay within my personal economy regardless of the markets or the interest rate environment. You got to have the discipline to pay the premium and to make the loan repayments. And you also have to have the discipline to continue learning. Right? This is like a fish swimming upstream because you're going completely against the current and prevalent and almost oppressive financial noise. Right? It requires some learning. Goes on the pro or con side. It goes on the con side that it requires learning. You have to continue learning too. This is almost 180 degrees opposite of what we're taught to do with money. In learning sometimes, especially applied here with the infinite banking concept, it requires some unlearning. which might be one of the hardest things to do. One of the biggest challenges is to do some unlearning. And then you must have the emotional fortitude to go against the mainstream financial noise. All right, you'll feel like the Lone Ranger out there. All right, okay, but those are some of the cons. Some more is trying to make this idea better than it is. You know, the idea that there's some kind of magic in loans, just because you're borrowing money, you're going to make the policies get bigger. That's hogwash, right? It's what you do with money. It's what you do with money, okay? There's some technical errors as well. Using the wrong product, having the wrong structure of a product, using the wrong insurance company, you know, stock company or direct recognition company. There's some technical errors. Some of the cons are wrong product, wrong structure, wrong company, and then working with someone that doesn't thoroughly understand the infinite banking concept as Nelson Nash teaches through the NNI, Nelson Nash Institute. You do not want to work with a financial guru or a financial coach who doesn't thoroughly understand this idea as Nelson teaches, right? So in conclusion, the concept requires some education and learning, right? Also would require some unlearning, which may be a little difficult. Then thinking that the infinite banking concept is a sales method or a sales gimmick, having a salesperson or financial guru convey to you that there's some kind of mysterious thing going on, there's some kind of hidden knowledge or esoteric unknown knowledge is ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous. Thinking that there's magic in loans or that there's something that no one knew but Nelson, it's ridiculous, right? That thinking is wrong, that it's a gimmick, that there's magic, that there's esoteric things going on or some magical things going on is hogwash, and that thinking will not serve you well. So you should avoid it. There is no magic, right? Okay. The infinite banking concept teaches one how to correctly identify what's going on in the big wide world. Well, man, all you got to do is pay attention. Just consider what's really going on and then correctly identify it, right? Especially concerning your cash flows and the banking function that's going on in your life. Who's controlling that? You know, Nelson demonstrates clearly with the infinite banking concept that one can become their own banker, right? And controlling that banking function may produce better results over the long term than chasing rates of returns. The infinite banking concept shows one, how to systematically, methodically create and control capital. That's very powerful. That alone will bring clarity and security to your financial life, your retirement, to your investments, to your legacy. Very powerful. Look, the infinite banking concept applied correctly will provide a firm, a solid foundation for your finances, your personal economy. It will serve you well. It could serve your family well, and it could serve your family for more than one generation very well. So I encourage you to keep learning. Go to bankingwithlife.com. Go to infinitebanking.org and continue learning. Do your research, right, for you and your family. Thanks for listening. I appreciate you, and I wish you the very best. Thanks for listening. I can't wait for you to become wealthy. I mean, I'm going to reshoot that. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for listening. Share the video. Go to bankingwithlife.com. Go to infinitebanking.org. We appreciate the opportunity. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, wait. and just continue learning. Thank you. Thanks for coming by. I'm like, oh my gosh. You're going to have to cobble that together, G. All right. Thanks for coming by, man. Peace, love, and chicken grace.